Hey, what is fun people? My name is BlankPage and welcome to my Bazaar build video. So I bet you've been asking yourself, what is the best Pygmalion build or the best overall build for amongst all heroes? And the answer to that question is Scraper Pygmalion. The reason it's called that is because we're using large property items that have scraper in the name, like skyscraper, space scraper, land scraper, or fixer upper is also considered to be a really good property to have while in that build. So this build will pretty much one-shot anyone within 3 to 4 seconds. It will do thousands and thousands of damage, and if it does not one-shot them, you're getting thousands and thousands of shield. So I'm going to go over this build from right to left, and I'm going to tell you what are core items, what are items that you can, put in your stash or sell, or that aren't core items but will benefit the build in general. So starting off, we got skyscraper. This is a core item. You will deal damage equal to 3 times the value of your items, and this has multicast twice. This has double value while in combat. That's insane. If you have 4 or fewer items in play, this has multicast +1. So for this build, you want to make sure while in combat, you have 4 or fewer items. Otherwise, you're not multicasting, and you want to multicast with this. You're getting as much damage as you can while multicasting, and let's say, for example, a Vanessa has a life preserver, and you're not multicasting, well, she could theoretically make a comeback if you do not multicast on her with Skyscraper. So make sure you have at max 4 items or less when using this build. Next up, we got Spiky Shield. This is not a core item, and this will deal damage equal to your shield. So this in combination with Space Scraper, Fixer Upper, Land Scraper, other shield items, you're going to be hitting them from how much shield you have. I consider this not a core item. I consider this more of an early game to mid game item. It can be used in the late game, and it can definitely one shot still. But I think towards the end game, Skyscraper is going to be your damage dealer. So you do not need this in the late game. You could put this in your stash or sell it, and you can replace it with an item that could either haste your other items, you could replace it with an item that freezes your enemy's items, or you can use an item that does poison, or an item that slows down your enemy's cooldowns. So that's, food for thought. Next up, we got stained glass. This is a core item. This is what is making your items over time get absolutely crazy. So stained glass. When you win a fight with stained glass window, your properties gain +4 value. Your properties have +2 times value while in combat. That is absolutely insane. You're about to see these numbers here. They're only, triple digits. You're about to see them exponentially get crazy while a fight goes here. If you have 4 or fewer items in play, their cooldowns are reduced by 10%. So that's going to go down by 10%. That's going to go down by 10%. That's going to go down by 10%. Stained glass window is absolutely insane, and that's why it's a core item. Next up, we got Space Scraper. This could be considered a core item. You can mix and mash it with 2 other properties that I can think of at the top of my head: Fixer Upper and Land Scraper. All three of these overall give you shield, and that is what is important. All 3 of those give you shield, and they give you shield based off of the value of your items. So I think Space Scraper, in my opinion, is the better of the 3, and then Fixer Upper is probably better than Land Scraper. They're all really great shield properties to get. But yeah, I personally like Space Scraper the most, just because I think it looks the coolest, and I think it's also the best. Other items that you can get, we don't need these, that I like to keep in my stash. is vending machine. At the start of each day, get 3 chocolate bars or spare change. Money in this game is very nice. It's very important. And when you get chocolate bars, you're increasing your overall max health. So I like to use that globe at the start of each day, gain 100 max health. I think that's also pretty cool. These aren't needed. I think vending machine is very useful. Globe not as useful, I guess, in some instances, but it's still, very, very powerful to have in your stash. So with all that said, let's watch this build in action against this Vanessa. You're about to see the numbers go absolutely crazy.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Plaza.
So he has a poison build, looks like.
Bring her about! I've got another salvo in me.
The skyscraper didn't even go off, it was the spike shield that went off first. That's because stained glass reduces cooldown by 10%, and that somehow made it faster than skyscraper. But since we won that, our properties now gain more value. So now they're going to do even more damage over time. So it's such a crazy build. I expect it to get nerfed at some point. Yeah, we can just upgrade this. Now it's going to do even more. So we weren't even using the best version of stained glass. And we're not even using the best version of skyscraper either. That's the crazy part of all this. When they're diamond versions, they're going to go absolutely insane. The best skills that you can probably get it for this is ones that go off of cooldown reduction, or that somehow, some way improve your damage. And then if you have exactly one weapon, it has lifesteal and 5% crit. So that's absolutely insane. If you were to get rid of the spiky shield, this now has lifesteal. Like, yeah, as you can see, there's some absolutely busted skills in this game. Now, Property Baron, if I remember correctly, he has Skyscraper on his board, so you're able to, if you beat him, get it as an item. Yeah, there it is. So let's see if we can get it from him real quick. As you see, we had 10,400 shield. And unfortunately, we were not able to. We got Subscraper instead. But that's food for thought. If you go up against him, you are able to get the Skyscraper off of him for free. So let's see what other shield skills we can get, because some of these are absolutely ridiculous. When you shield your weapons, gain 200 damage. That's pretty good. Your shields items have +1 shield for every 3 gold you have. So depending on how much gold you have, that can be absolutely crazy. Let's just gain XP, and then let's fight this guy. Let's just see. We aren't using the lifesteal from that skill yet, but I just want to showcase this build. I don't really care about getting the lifesteal from it. We're going to be one-shotting her anyways. Absolutely insane. This is an absolutely insane build. So let's upgrade this. As you guys can see, this build is just absolutely nasty. We can now probably get rid of this, and we can, replace it with something else. So let's look for something here. This, for example, freezing things that's insane. So every time we use the prop, we're going to be freezing an item for 2 seconds. That's its gold version. I'm assuming the diamond version will do 3 seconds. And yeah, both of these are going off very quick. We're now reducing their cooldowns by 20%. That's crazy. So that's pretty much the build, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy watching me kill 2 Vanessas and going over this build. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. I'm also pretty new to this game. It's only been out for a couple days now, and but yeah, this is definitely one of the stronger, or the strongest builds in the Bazaar right now. I do expect this build to more than likely get nerfed at some point. I think it might be stained glass window. I think that is overall what is making this build exponentially get pretty disgusting over time. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the bazaar.